discussed about the basics of accounting. So what are the golden rules and what is meant by assets, what is meant by liabilities, what is the revenues, what is the expenses, and what is meant by cash flow, and what are the minimum things to be required in order to run a business organization. So we have seen in previous session. So now today I'm going to start with the basics of the SAP. So now first of all, what is meant by SAP? So even we have discussed yesterday couple of things. So I'm going to reveal once again. If you can see here, hope everybody can able to see my screen. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. So now we can see SAP is a ERP package. As I have explained in the yesterday session also, ERP, the application of ERP is a enterprise resources planning. So in order to run my business organization, I have a business organization is nothing but enterprise resources where to run my business organization, I may require different kind of resources, men, material, machine, money. So these are the resources to be required. Without these resources, we cannot run the business organization. So in order to effective utilization of the available resources, we would require is a planning. So without planning, I cannot achieve goals of my business organization. That is the meaning of the P. Now moving to the ERP, you can see here, it covers all the techniques and concepts for the best utilization of the resources of the enterprise to maximize the profits. Not only for the just utilization of the resources, it's a best utilization of the resources of the enterprise to maximize the profits. ERP is based on the integrated mechanism of the all the departments in the enterprise. These we must have to aware of this one. So what is meant by integration? So let me go here. Let me explain you. So now, if you can see here, so now let us assume we have a business organization is a Tata. Let us assume. Okay, let us assume is a Tata Motors. So in Tata Motors, we have a different kind of departments in the each and every. Okay, we have the different departments are there in the Tata Motors. So finance department, marketing department, material management, production, warehouse, and HR department. Now, what we are trying to discuss here, integration. Because of this reason, because of the integration functionality, nowadays SAP is running successfully in the market. So let us talk about the integration. What is meant by integration? So integration is nothing but it is a conjunction between all the departments. So where the interconnectivity between all the departments, each and every department will be dependent on some other, other departments. Because let us talk about, let's say the marketing department. So let us talk about the marketing department. So always there will be a conflict between marketing department and the finance department. So before going to have the integration functionality, okay, I'll take the another example also here, the simple way. integration. I'll just keep it aside a moment. So now if we do not have the integration functionality. So now let us assume my finance department is using is a Tally software. Let us assume Tally software to record all the business transactions. Okay. Finance is using a Tally software to record all the their day-to-day business transaction. Let us assume marketing department is using a, let's assume BAN. Okay. BAN also it is one of the software. So they are using is a different one. Now material management also using is a material, let's assume JD Edwards. So I'm just giving the example here. So the production planning department also using is a BAN. Now warehouse department is using a someone. So HR department is using is a, let's assume PeopleSoft. So now you can see here, we just, okay, I'll put it this one also here just to understand. You can observe here each and every department. There are few departments which are using the same software, but others, but the departments are, some other departments are using is a different software. So now, okay, somebody joined. Okay, now you can see here, this is the chart where we do not have the without integration, the organization does not have integration. So now if we can see here, so each and every department, Tally is using a finance department, BAN is using a marketing department, material management is using a JD Edwards. I'll keep it here. All right, a production department, let's assume. Okay, BAN. So warehouse department, let's say MS Dynamics, Microsoft Dynamics. So you can see here, first of all, each and every department is using a different software, and we do not have central component in order to record all my business transaction. The reason being that each and every department software has been developed with a different languages. Let's assume Tally has been developed with some other language. BAN has been developed with some other language. JD Edwards, BAN, Microsoft Dynamics, PeopleSoft. So each and every software has been designed with their own language. Now at this point of time, if we would like to bring a integration between multiple systems and multiple softwares, then that is a difficult process, because our requirement would be all the departments business transactions to be posted into one common database. But now here we do not have one common database. Individually they are using their different kind of Hi, I'm sorry, the power got fluctuated, so it got disconnected. So now I was explaining about there is a interdependency between each and every department. So now each and every department is using a individual application, so where they do not have the coordination, proper coordination in between the departments. How the coordination is missing without integration? Let me tell you one example. So let us assume now the marketing department, as soon as once the marketing department will be, I'll keep it here, warehouse. Let me keep here one more for sales department. So the sales department, here we are using is a, okay, I'll keep it. So now here the marketing, let's assume the sales department where they receive orders from the customer. Let us assume. So the sales department, their responsibility is to sell the products of our business organization. So let us assume the sales department received the orders from the customers. Let us assume they are using is a different software. They are also using the different application in order to feed their business transactions here. So at this point of time, what let us assume as soon as once the orders received from the customers, their sales department must have to inform to warehouse department, I mean production department, what is the production capacity, I mean how much quantity the customer is expecting, and what is the delivery date to be expected, the manufactured which we are going to manufacture. So now the always the sales department need to inform to the production department in order to.
Sir, can you please share your screen?
Oh, sorry. It. Yeah. Okay. So now the sales department need to inform to production department. So if okay, let us assume we received orders. Let's assume our business organization is a manufacturing industry. So now Tata Motors, they received order from the customer. Customers would like to borrow the, let's say the 10 vehicles. So marketing department, sales department will inform to the production department. We have an orders from the customer which need to be delivered within 2 months or 3 months period, depends on the agreement. Now the production department, you can see sales department is using a different software, production department is using a different software. So now the production department would require the information from the sales department, what kind of what is the requirement from the customer, and what would be the model, and what would be the delivery date, and what is the address, what is the billing address. So okay, all the information would be required the production department, but all those information which are storing into the Microsoft Dynamics system. Again here, the sales department must have to coordinate to the production department through the external communication, like it's an email communication, like a phone communication. So again, in between to coordinate in between the departments, definitely it will take time. Again, there is a dependency. If there is any small clarification would require, again, they need to contact to the sales department where we do not have the central software. So let us assume I will give, so this will lead to the organization productivity. It will definitely impact on organization productivity. I will give you one more example. As soon as once the production department will start the preparing the production planning. They must have to check that in order to manufacture the 10 vehicles, what would be the raw material quantities to be required for each and every raw material, whether those raw materials related stock which is available in our warehouses or not. Again, the production department need to approach to the warehouse department. So the warehouse department will check that one, whether we do have sufficient quantity or not. So again, you can see again here their production department using a different application. Warehouse department is using a different application here. So the moment when they are using different, again, the production department need to contact to the warehouse department through the external sources like email communication, phone communication, different ways. So again, it is time taking process. Now, let's say if something goes wrong, definitely the departments, okay, so each and every department will say, okay, we have done this, but you have not mentioned the exact proper requirement. So that could be the reason there will not have proper coordination between the departments, even though always the top management people will be focusing on to bring the coordination between the departments. Because see, conflict will be definitely, it will be arise conflict. Okay, you do not have you do not have provided proper information. So that is the reason we are going like this, or else we did like this. So that is one of the biggest challenge for each and every business organization. So due to the fact top management people will always need to spend more and more time to bring the coordination between the departments. So then, so the top management will be focusing on the coordination between the departments. Then it will have impact on the organization goals, and each and organization may not achieve goals. Either it could be a sales or it could be I mean whatever it may be, so it will have impact on productivity here because of the information, the proper information which is not available for the business users or management people. And also the management or middle management people may not take decision on time. That is also one of the biggest challenge where the organizations does not have the integration. Now I'll take the same example here. Okay, so I will remove this one because again we need to write that one. An example here. So where we do have the integration. So now the above. Now you can see here, the moment when we talk about the integration functionality, nowadays SAP is running successfully because of this reason. The reason, what is the reason? SAP has the functionality, integration functionality. So here each and every department, so now finance department is using a SAP application. All the departments, you can see here. Sales also, you put the sales. You can see here, all the departments are using the same application, same software. Here you can see same software all the departments are using. Now let us talk about the previous example only. Now, the moment when the sales department receive orders from the customers, when the sales department receive orders from the customer, because here first thing, the important thing here is that we will have the moment when the organization is adapting the functionality, SAP functionality, they will have one common database, one central database in order to feed the all business transactions, either sales related, HR, production, finance, marketing, each and every department will have a authorization that depends on the requirement. But where first thing is that they all have one central common database in order to feed the business transactions. So let us talk about the previous example only, how business organizations overcome the issues. So now sales department, the moment when they receive order from the customers, so they always feed that information into the SAP system. They will enter that information. So the production department does not require to contact to the sales department. The information which is already available in the system, they will just log in into the production system. I mean, they will just log in into the SAP system. Then they will get the information, whatever they want. Again, here, no need to contact to sales department. Again, no need to communicate any external sources like email communication, like a phone communication, since the information is available. So whatever information they want, they will just log in and they will get the information. Again, the moment when the production department is going to start the preparing production planning, again, no need to contact to the warehouse department. They will just enter the production planning data into the SAP system, into the application. Automatically, it will notify to the warehouse system, I mean warehouse department. The warehouse department will verify the planning, how much quantities to be required in order to manufacture or in order to produce that final product. In case if they have sufficient material quantity, that is fine. If they do not have sufficient quantity, they will raise the production, material requisitions in the system. Automatically, it will trigger to the material management department. So if you can see here, all the activities which are happening within the system, again, no need to depend on each and every department, but there obviously there will be a dependency, but here we do not have, no need to approach to the each and every department by external sources, the communication point of view. All the information is available in one central database. So due to this fact, always the top management and middle management will focus on analysis. Will focus on the analysis and how the organization to achieve the goals. So they will stick on that one. So they will spend less time to coordination between all the departments, because the information which is already available, the top management would like to know the sales. Let's assume the sales information. So they will just log in into the SAP application, whatever the information they want. Okay, for the month of October, how many units we sold. No need to depend, the top management, no need to depend on sales department. They will just log in into this application, then they will get that information. So like this, there are n number of advantages where the organization have the, where the application has the integration mechanism. So the integration functionality we have in SAP. Okay, because none of the software, none of the application has this kind of functionality. Okay, even there are applications like Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle Finance, even those are, I mean, Microsoft Dynamics also, it looks like ERP, like SAP only, but even that is using only the small scale industries only small scale. Even Oracle Finance, that will be dedicated especially for the finance related. Okay, most of the other activities that is also may not support, but SAP is going to support for different kind of activities where you can see here. Now, so this is what about the integration, how the integration functionality it is going to work. So is it clear for all, for you people, what is the integration, why SAP is running successfully in the market? Now, moving back to the PPT, we just discussed about the integration, integrated management of the departments. Okay, now you can see here in one business organization we have the different departments. No, about this I just have explained a while ago. You can see how the ERP helps to the organizations to maximize the profits. You can see one central common database. So in that central common database, each and every department is going to feed their business transactions, feed the business transactions. Now, how the ERP is going to help? So, all data is available in central database. As we seen, this is the one central common database, which is for all the departments. Eliminated data redundancy. So the data duplication, we must have to, I mean, the application will not allow multiple times, but at least system will throw the warning message. Okay, system will give information to the business or to the users the moment when they are entering into the duplicate information. So data is updated and available in real time. So real time is nothing but the moment when I am entering the data, it will be available immediately in the central database. Whoever want, they can log in into that, then they can log in and they can verify that one. Now, one point of entry data. Okay, oh, the data which I want to enter, it will be only single sign-on. Best business practices inbuilt. So industry to industry, like manufacturing industry, dairy industry, chemical industry, oil and gas industry, each and every department, I mean, each and every industry related best practices in the sense, in order to run their business successfully, they must have to adapt some functionalities. Okay, or they are following some functionalities. those functionalities are available in the SAP system. It's a inbuilt functionalities. Depends on the industry. Now, modular system can implement only required functionalities. So now let us assume for this financial year, my requirement would be, so first time the Tata Motors is going to implement SAP. There is no need of implement all modules all at a time. First, to see their confident to understand the system functionality as a pilot, they are just going for the finance department and the HR, finance and HR. Only these two modules they want to go with financial year 2023. Once the business and top management will get a confident, then they will go for the additional modules, whatever they want. So like this also, there is a possibility it is there. You can see here, can implement only required functionalities. Others can be easily integrated later. Okay, so for 2023, which organization is implementing finance and HR, but for next upcoming year, sales and marketing they are implementing. So that can be possible. Now, managers can utilize their time in analysis and spend less time in coordination efforts. As I mentioned, so all the information which is available in central common database where they can coordinate between each and every department. Okay, because this, since the data is available in a central database, so the management people will always spend more and more time on the analysis. Now, ERP products, if you can see, as I mentioned, SAP also one of the ERP, Oracle, BAN, Workday, PeopleSoft, Microsoft Dynamics. Again, there are n number of ERP products are available. Out of them, only few of them I have described here to understand. Now coming to the evolution of the product SAP, when the SAP has been started and what is the history of SAP. So in 1972, 3 IBM employees were found or were started the SAP using, I mean, they have developed the application, call it as a SAP in 1972. And SAP is a German-based software. SAP is a German-based where the SAP has been developed by the SAP AG. The company is like it's a Tata Motors is manufacturing a Tata vehicles. Let us assume. The similar way, the SAP has been developed by SAP AG. The company is a SAP AG, which is located in German and the headquarters in Waldorf in Germany. So now, the moment when they released first SAP version, it was the let's say in 1972, 3 IBM employees were developed the SAP software. So now it is belongs to the German based. Now in 1972, they have released is an R3. So what is mean by R1, R2, R3? I will explain later on. So R2 is nothing but a real-time two-tier architecture. R3 is nothing but a real-time 3-tier architecture. So now we are following this one, R3, real-time 3-tier architecture. In 1990s, they have come up with the R3. Then in 2003, they just released the version, SAP version ECC 6.0. In 2010, again, the innovation, as part of innovation, they come up with the HANA. Then in 2012 and 2014, in between the period, SAP Business Warehouse powered by HANA. Again in SAP, again in 2015, they come up with the SAP Simple Finance. Now the first release of S4 HANA, 1511 was the first initial SAP HANA version. 1610, now they have released 16 is the year 2016. 10th is the month. 10 is the month, October month they have released is the SAP HANA Enterprise Management Digital Core. So 1709, 17 is the 2017 is the financial year, 09 is the September month. So SAP S4 HANA Enterprise Management, so dual core, digital innovation, Leonardo, what they mentioned here. So now in 2018, they have released the, SAP S4 HANA version. 2019, they have released SAP S4 HANA. Now at this moment, we have the S4 HANA version is a 2023. Let me show you that one. So what is the current version which is available in the market? Let me show you that one. SAP library. So now I will show you here. This is one of the library, but I'll come later about this one. So what is the library? Why we would require? You can see here. Let's say that. Okay, you just only focus here. SAP S4 HANA, you can see what is the latest version which is available. SAP S4 HANA 2023. You can see all the versions of what we discussed. 1511, 1610, 1709, 1809, 1909, 2020, 21, 22, 23. Recently, last 2 months back, this has been released, 2020-23. But now, from this, there are n number of versions are available here. Out of this version, which one we are going to use for our sessions? So the SAP S4 HANA 2022, which we are going to use for our sessions. Now, moving back to this one. So now what is meant by the S4 HANA versions? Okay, definitely I will explain. I will give a hint at this moment, but this is the early stage, even if I explain. But let me give the small hint, the HANA, S4 HANA version. So now if you remember, 2001, 2003 in between the period, even we were using the mobiles which are related to the, keypad phones. Now, after 2010, most of the people are started using the, smartphones as well as touch screen phones. So the evolution has been changed, okay, from keypad to the touch screen. The similar way, even SAP also, earlier, whatever the old functionalities they are having, even though there were some challenges within the system, to overcome those problems, SAP is adapting yearly and year on year new functionalities in order to overcome the existing functionalities. Now I will give one more example. Whenever we were using the old phones, we do not have apps like it's a whatever it may be. We do not have the apps like a Phone Pay, Google Pay, whatever it may be. But now in the smartphone, we can use them successfully. The similar way, SAP also has introduced Fury apps. Fury apps, you can see Fury apps. They introduced thousands of Fury apps. SAP has introduced each and every active. You can see 16,258 Fury apps, where you can see even there are a number of Fury apps. Thousands Fury apps has been introduced. So for each and every activity, no need to log in through the desktop, no need to log in through the system. Then if we have in our hand like mobile or tablet, tab, so we can directly we can use or we can perform the functionality through those devices also. Okay, that is where the evolution, but I will explain more and more going forward. Now, ERP is a central component. As I mentioned, this has the three-tier architecture. So the three-tier architecture is nothing but a database server layer, application server layer, central presentation server. Okay, moving to the here so that it will be easy to understand. So now the data which I want to store into the into the hard disk, for that one again I would require is a application. This is the application layer where I need to run my database. Now again presentation layer is nothing but where business users are logging. Let me show you that one. So now you can see this is the presentation layer. Presentation layer is nothing but I am one of the user. I am logging into the system where I am going to feed the data into system. You can see here we are C1, C2, C3, where I have logged into the system. So application is a different one. Again, database, the data which is storing into the somewhere. Okay, so three-tier architecture it is there. So three layers, the data will be, in order to enter three layers, it will be there. Now two-tier architecture, you can see here client 1, client 2, client 3. So each and every, databases and application server. Okay, only we have the two layers here. Two layers in order to feed the data. Then now, what is the use of financial accounting? These we have already talked about. The financial, this is used to prepare the financial statements according to the legal provisions of the respective countries. So each and every organization, they must have to prepare their financial statements according to the local government rules and regulations. Then they must have to submit the reports. These are called legal financial statements. It is called the external reporting, where the organization need to submit those reports to the shareholders or to the government authorities like tax department, like Companies Act. Then in financial accounting, what are the modules which are available? General ledger accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, asset accounting. So these are the modules which are available. Controlling. So what is meant by the controlling? So it is used to provide the information to the management for performance analysis and decision making purpose. As I mentioned, the controlling module will be only for management reporting purpose and internal usage only. It is called the internal reporting tool, the controlling module. So now, if we talk about in SAP, we have a different kind of modules. Functional modules are there, technical modules are there. What is the difference between functional and technical? So the functional modules are, now let us assume here, if you can see here, now as a functional consultant, as a finance consultant, I am entering the data here. Whatever the data, like I want to enter the, let's say the payment. Let us assume I am making payment to the vendor, post outgoing payment. So I am entering the information here, which is related to the payment to the vendor. But now this is the functional consultant activity. In order to develop this functionality, the technical people need to write a program inside of this one. Now, if I can go here, is there program? Okay. So now you can see here, this is the program what the technical people has been written here. So in order to run the functionality, there must be a backend code here. You can see here the similar way. So the functional people, finance people, in order to how to feed that information and what information to be entered in the screen, the functional people will do that one. But in order to run that functionality successfully, the technical people need to write a program or need to build a logic in the backend system. So the functional people where they are going to enter the information. Now let's say now I want to make payment to the vendor. So in order to make the payment, what information is to be required for me? I would require is a document date, posting date, company code, currency, in which currency I am doing payment, from which house bank we are making payment, and what is the amount to whom we are making payment. This information would be sufficient. But in order to appear that information, functional consultant need to create company code, currencies, all document dates. I mean, make sure that vendor information, house banks, and payment methods, all the information, the functional consultant will keep it ready. So keep it ready in the sense they will do the configuration in the system. That is the job of functional consultant. But now there are few functional modules: finance and controlling, trade and logistics, human resource, supply chain management, project systems, CRM, customer relationship management. These are the few functional modules. Now coming to the technical modules, ABAP, business intelligence. So even there are additional modules, but I just have given the example here. Now, SAP has been developed by which language? So the SAP has been developed by the language, which is ABAP language, Advanced Business Application Programming Language. ABAP stands for. So SAP has their own programming language. With that program, with that programming language, the SAP has been developed. So the function, the language is ABAP. What I mean, ABAP language, which has been developed by ABAP language, SAP. Just for your information. Okay. So now business intelligence, where they are going to use, especially for the reporting purpose, they do the analysis, then they can, I mean, for analysis purpose, the Intel BI, we have a separate system, business intelligence, where they can use the tool for the analysis purpose, business intelligence. Okay, so so far what we have discussed, is it clear for all you people? Hello?
Yes, sir. All clear. Hello.
Yes, Ramanjana, yes. Okay.
Yeah, I cleared every concept, sir.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, so 1 sec.